give him some referrals and get him some more business. She's gonna cry every time she sees me, but she loves my nails. Okay, where's Dylan?
Is it?
He needs to come down and do some comedy show.
You need to switch out another microphone. I did really good with that.
You did great.
You did
Have some top tier switching.
Fabulous. Yeah. Are we? Is it Familiars or downtown vibes?
It's downtown vibes.
Okay. That's. I just got scared for a minute because I was like.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Without further ado, Dylan Leeson. Yay!
Hi, everybody. My name is Dylan Leeson, and I am co-owner of Potions and Familiars with my fiance Jennifer Hart. So what are we? Well, Potions and Familiars is a new kind of creative and technology-driven small business that has changed a lot throughout these last few months and kind of a year. So over time, our business first started out actually as a home flipping and renovating, and then into a handyman service. Luckily, there is a consulting level for when you start your business, and so that's kind of what we stated with for our tax ID purposes. So being able to switch a little bit is nice. So what happened after the handyman service is in November, my better half decided to show me AI, which was ChatGPT, and well, now the rest is kind of history. Together, we bring a unique blend of digital and physical media. Jennifer has done art over the past life, and for myself, I like to create new things every day. We've already kind of created a few new things, so we're just building out from there. So I do app development, and as I said, Jennifer does that, and we do website building and app building. Of course, our first two apps right now are Downtown Vibes and Postmaster Pete. One is a local marketing to where any business can put their pin on a map that is local. And the other one is a math game for children. So kind of a mixture of Oregon Trail mixed with Math Blasters, if anybody played those back in the day. So right now, what are we offering? Well, the question is kind of broad because I'm an operations and logistics manager, project manager as well. That is my history for the past 15 years. And then, as I said, I was shown this and kind of created a whole new thing to where truly the question is, what does your business need? Because the future is kind of now. So it was ambitious. Real estate with home decorating. Being a handyman, I've fixed houses nonstop since I was, When you grow up poor and you don't want to hire somebody to fix your sink, you read handyman guides and you work with your mom and you figure out how to do it. So how do you create a business? Well, you just start and you figure it out and you keep reading and you keep doing it. But art was always part of the dream, and that's kind of more of our long-term goal. Is when this first started, we actually went down to Branson and we went to a cat cafe. And we thought, hey, this is pretty cool. Because they had art, they had their stuff, and we are both animal lovers. And we both know also just how many wild cats there are, and especially with no spay or neuter program or trap neuter program, especially here in St. Joe. We thought, why not try to build it all in one, but that's, much further down the line. So the dream hasn't gone anywhere, but we're just kind of taking a different path. We want it to be part of downtown. What is our target market right now? Well, you guys. AI, as you know, is in the news nonstop, and it's in the news because it fails. The reason it fails mostly is because, well, somebody trying to take on something brand new, which is just one segment of it, tried to implement that into a 7,000 to 10,000 person organization. It doesn't work. Not on scale. However, with most of these small and medium-sized businesses that have 5, 10, 15 people. Retraining on that scale is much easier than it is on a large scale problem. So, what can we do to help? Also, entrepreneurs and startups. People asking for design implementations or social media. Claude has this really cool thing called scheduled tasks. I don't believe I have all of my socials up here, but there are two that I have called the AI Wizard and AI Dylan. They post every day, 2 times a day, without me even looking at it. They also make their own reels, their own images, their own everything. All I do is check it Monday every week, make sure that there's no curse words and make sure it's not lying, and then it auto-generates everything after that. So right now, our economics and figures are a little difficult because what it is an investment. We got a little bit lucky with, selling a house after fixing it and having a little bit of familial help as well, to where I was able to take some time to just focus on this. And by doing that, well, our revenue numbers are still not the greatest. Why? Because, one, we're small. There's 2 of us. And second, we only started in November. So our scale to try to get to is organic art. So Jennifer obviously is a little bit different than my side because art takes time. I can create anything in a minute just because I cheat. I mean, a realistic probability with AI, right? But at the same time, we're trying to build it out. So our goal for next year, we want to have 100 local businesses here on Downtown Labs. Now, I'm not going to sell you on that, but at the same time, we also have 300 downloads for Postmaster Pete. And then I would like to work with businesses to create what you need to help yourselves out. Like I said with the social posting, the biggest questions kind of are, what are your daily, weekly tasks that you are nonstop having to do every single day? And what can we do to optimize that? And then obviously within the 5 years, sell organic art, have our own store and be able to produce more. I do think that there is also kind of a disconnect between what AI is and what it can do. I don't believe it will take as many jobs as you think. What I truly believe is what it's going to do is allow everybody here to do more, or be able to do what you want to do. Another thing with trying to set up these apps for these businesses is not so much that I build it, I'm the only one that can do it, is that I build it, you find somebody within your company for you to maintain it. Or if you want me to maintain it, that's also a possibility. That's not an issue whatsoever. It's just anybody can use these tools. It's November, right? We're now here in July. There's people who have been coding for 15, 20 years that can out-manipulate these machines probably better than me. But then the next question comes, what have you produced? Both of these apps are on Google and Apple Store. You can search it right now and you will find them. That's the next thing. I have friends in IT and tech for 15, 20 years, and then I ask, what have you guys made? And that make is always that step of not completion. So we want to make sure that it's done, and then we work on it till it's perfect. Hope. Is that hope? I have a strong mind. So what's our current problem and challenge? Well, everybody hates AI. Hate is a strong word, but it is definitely something to consider. We have actually gone up to businesses here in St. Joe saying, hey, we'll put your business on our app for free. But they're worried or worrisome or, I'm sorry, I probably need water, about AI. And that's completely understandable, but what we're trying to do is also break through that. What you guys don't understand is you use AI every day. You report something, you report an email, you report a Facebook ad, you report anything. That's not a human. It goes through an AI filter system most likely to actually see if it needs to be elevated, right? Half the time now when you make a phone call and you have a robot, are you actually talking to somebody or is it an AI call center? And when I say AI call center, I actually do mean AI systems that talk to you just as well as what I do right now. Because these systems are accelerating at such a rate that it is hard to keep up. But oh, thank you so much. But that is the problem. Luckily, what I can say is that there has been a little bit of a lull within this last month. The biggest thing that came out was a GBT Soul, GTP Soul, which is good, cheaper option than other things, but people are starting to learn to stop, slow down, take a step back, find out what you really need from it. Do you need to change a 10,000 person app to add in one AI integration so that way it can talk to you? Probably not. Do you as a small business maybe need to automate your social posting or automate a daily task of checking your emails or whatever to where you can actually not have to read through 500 and really kind of just see what you need? Absolutely. But getting that to scale is one word. I like to teach. My mom's been a teacher. If anybody was at Lafayette, Ms. Leeson. So I'd like to do that. Here's what you can do for us. Pretty much just give us a chance. The biggest thing right now is that we have 3 months free until September 1st for our app and things of that nature. And there's a lot of features in it. I'm not going to go at them right now. If you guys want to know, just holler at me. But you can't beat free for 3 months. And if you can actually get people to come in and actually try to find you, because how many times on downtown St. Joe, they go to a place, they have to say, it's at 505 blank. They have to say where D&G is. They have to say where, and then here's the next fun one for you. I want everybody to try to Google sandwich shop and find Merrick's. Try to find an event in St. Joe when you go to your events on Facebook and not find a paid ad first or a paid event first. The whole difference is that what I'm trying to build is something that's only for local people and trying to keep all those events local so that way you're not seeing in Kansas City or Omaha or Judy's Pancakes. You're like in New York. I love your videos. I don't know why I watch them, right? They're hilarious. And I don't want to eat at Judy's Pancakes one day when I travel there, but why am I getting reels about a company that's in New York when I should be seeing, you know, a reel for Art Attack here in town, or for First Barrel Brewing, or for any of the small four, right? The whole problem is that what we are fighting with constantly is worldwide scale. When I know that most people in here, if they had 100 companies that they were selling business to, would be fine. So for me, that's about it. Any other questions?
On the whole cat cafe thing. I've been to some place you're talking about. I used to live in Branson. So.
Right. Well, the biggest thing for, we had 2 presenters last week, finding people who care about your business as much as you.
The reason I ask is because I've actually toyed around with the idea of opening. Because I talked to Link, the guy down there, and I've got a best friend who's cat crazy.
Well,
and she's wanting to retire, so I'm trying to figure out something for her to do. And thinking that might be a good thing.
Well, and believe me, with the new shelter that's opened up on the building,
Right.
you could even find, scooters, right? They opened up right next to there. So, but if you could actually find a place along the belt, there's that whole entire complex that's inside.
Well, I was thinking there again. I'm big on trying to support downtown as well.
Well, and I am.
And obviously rents down there are affordable.
Right. And don't get it wrong, and then that's the other thing is that there's already 3 coffee shops, so why not do a Jamba Juice? Why not do anything else?
Can you tell me a little bit more about Downtown Vibes itself, like what it is?
So Downtown Vibes is an app to where literally any business for $10 a month can place a pin on your map. You can, if you're a traveling business, you can literally pick up your pin and move it to a new location. You can change the emoji of your pin to where if you want to have it as a bar, you can change it to a beer mug. If you're on a flash, you can create flash sales to where it creates notifications sent to people driving by if they have notifications turned on. And you can actually do, as a customer side facing, you can rate the businesses. You can actually have favorite businesses. And then if you have a favorite business and they have a flash sale, when you check your businesses, boom, pops up to the very top. So you know that there's a flash sale. The biggest thing for me was traveling businesses. Mitos, Lucky Ties, one of our favorite places, especially the sweet mango rice. But for them to have to post to Facebook every day about where they are, and then maybe you Google it, maybe you find the right place. Instead, there's a pin. You can click that pin, click Google Maps, boom, takes you right to them.
Are you gonna integrate with like DoorDash or anything like that?
So, no. I want to stay local. And the secondary thing of that is that when more money comes in, you come with paid promotion. So there's also a dashboard. So where any business on that app can make an event, and that event is on the day that it is. Not before, not after. You can filter daily, weekly, weekend, monthly, and you only see 25 miles.
The website takes you right to the.
Oh, downtownvibes.pages.dev.
When you go to a business website, it takes you right.
Oh, yeah. Well, the business, now, and this is where the other thing comes in, right? I'd be willing to help people set up their Downtown Vibes account, but you can set your own menu to where you can put up your own website on there. You can set up your own posts. I'm trying to build a business-to-business site as well that actually has a wanted board, so you can actually trade between businesses with messages, with actual notifications. FCM database, Firebase, anyway. But those are all the things that I've been trying to do because I believe in St. Joe and downtown. The biggest thing for people right now is trying to be found. For downtown especially. There is, right now, a virtual golf place next to a seamstress, next to a dress shop, next to a bar, next to a coffee shop. And yet somehow on the Belt Highway we have to pay police officers to make sure there's not wrecks inside of another coffee shop. Why? Because that's where it is, it's on the belt. People know it, people can see it. If you don't have engagement, if you don't have visibility, you don't get found. And the problem, especially with Facebook, is RetroCon. Jennifer and I were both promoters for RetroCon at the Civic Arena. I was posting about RetroCon, I was sharing RetroCon posts, but then when I went to Facebook events, Pawn and Pint event that was 2 months from now is the #1 thing that I see on my events. Why? Because Facebook paid ads. They get to go to the very top. Doesn't matter where I'm at, doesn't matter what I do. It shows you who pays the most. And that's where I'm trying to change that.
Have you considered doing like a special scavenger hunt and getting people involved for free that you can set up using the Downtown Vibes app?
So I already have 30 free pins, it just has to be requested. I've already been trying to talk to the Allied Arts Council and been trying to talk to a few of the nonprofits here in town to allow them to use my free pins because I am hosting 20 to 30 free pins for local businesses now. They can make their own events, but they're not going to be allowed to use the business-to-business side, and they're going to have to be a locked location because obviously you have to have some promotions for paid tiers, right? So, but as far as if you're a stationary business here in St. Joe and you want a free pin, there's 20 to 30 of them, and on the very top of the app there is a banner that all you have to do is click, fill it out, and it sends me an email. And then you're on the list.
How are you marketing to the community to download the app or to use the app?
Well, so first I was on News Press for it, and then KQ2, and then going to local. So we do have 4 businesses on there, and at each business I have tried to put promotional material out. But that's kind of one reason I'm here, you know, is this is where it's been since November. The app was fully live April 30th, and here we are July something? 26th, thank you. And so as far as movement speed goes, right now what is live is called 1.8.4. I'm working on 1.9, and eventually, if I can even make it better, I want to, right? So, a little bit is a me scaling back. Another good part that I need to do actually is something that I've been lacking on due to time, is making actual onboarding videos. Because that is a question for all new businesses, is how do you onboard to a system? Well, that's one thing that I do still need to make. But that's also why I'm offering to meet with businesses because, well, I also have a full-time job, but it's kind of a lot easier because I'm working downtown. So, and I get to work for a person who, when we're not busy, I'm able to work on my stuff. So I kind of get the best of both worlds. But also, bartend at First Barrel. If you want to see me Friday through Monday, and I'll answer your questions there too.
I have a,
Yeah.
so half of this kind of goes over my head because my brain just can't. I'm doing my best. So if it's not correct, but okay, so I see that the community need, from what I see based off TikTok videos, because TikTok has gotten extremely localized over the past like 2 months. Everybody, and I mean, it's just everybody rags on St. Joe, but you have the community who thinks there's nothing going on in St. Joe. And then you have people who are in this room and people like me who say no, and people like you that, no, if you go to Facebook events and you search locally, there's too much things to do in this. No, there's never too many things to do. But like there are so many options. And so it kind of seems like what you're doing is like, yeah, you're trying to connect with the businesses, put your pin here to then serve the community, but you have to get the community on the app. So is that all correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what I would suggest is really, because businesses, yeah, they can put their stuff on. I think it's like any other thing. You can go on news press, you can do radio ads, you can do. There's always another way to market. But with yours, you really need to get that community reach. And I think the problem you're solving is I literally watched a video yesterday that was about St. Joe, and the comments were, I'm glad I moved, there's nothing to do here, you can only go to the north shops, like after, and then after every 7, we'll say, there'll be one positive one, and then there'll be 7 more that are the exact same thing. So I would suggest as part of your marketing schedule is not just, because it all flows.
Well, so here's.
Hold on,
Oh,
to
sorry.
get to the TikTok part of saying, hey, we're solving your problem. Are you in St. Joe with nothing to do? Download this app. You get more users, and then you're able to then, it's like a circle.
No.
You go to the business. Is that all?
That's actually really good, because TikTok, there's a few personal feelings about TikTok that I won't state, but that's where the actual community is.
TikTok and Facebook, I would say both, yeah.
And so the whole problem with that, I'm going to push back a little bit on the city of St. Joseph itself. 2 Saturdays ago, we had the Goats game, or was it last Saturday? We had the Goats game, we have Sloppy Joe Fest, we have all these things going on downtown, right? This last weekend, there was a dog show that was never even, like you said, never even promoted. There's little posts about that. And then the second one is the downtown Sounds of Summer. Now that one actually did have people show up to, but that is where also downtown or communities or small businesses or even the city of St. Joe needs to actually come in and say, hey guys, what are we doing here? And so that's where for me, like Downtown Vibes itself is only ran kind of through me. There is a Dylan Cyberpress on the actual dashboard that scrapes every single event from most businesses downtown and actually posts them. So you're right, I knew that was going on because I could see it on my app. But
it just seems like you're solving the problem. And
Right.
so, but I was making sure that I understood what you were doing, because like I said, I only understand half of it, but so it seems like they're connected, yeah.
Well, and I want to go to that. I mean, believe me, I would love to actually, because this is another fun feature that I haven't talked about yet. And I'm sorry for talking about features, but you can make your post for Downtown Vibes and then immediately share to Facebook, Instagram, everything else. There's a one-click share button to where when you click it, it automatically copies it. If you don't have a photo with your post, it automatically backfires to a Cyberpress post, which is just the image of my horse and buggy or horse and rider. But that's where we're trying to stop that as well. There used to be an import function as well, so you could create a Facebook event, but Facebook has gotten really good at AI scrapers, so you can't import links anymore. But that was available for like a month, but AI or Facebook got better at anti-scraping tools, so you can't share links anymore. Yes.
Okay, congratulations on being a serial entrepreneur.
Thank you.
I think in your presentation, you mentioned 5 businesses, if I was counting right,
3.
and I think that's why the crowd's kind of
Around?
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because we're not quite sure what you're focusing on and what you need. So my suggestion was, because look, even on this, you're talking about potions and familiars, but yet we're talking about the downtown. So
Right.
as a goal personality that organizes, I'd concentrate on, put in priorities and let the others kind of
Fall.
go to the, not fall, but just go to the side
Right.
while you're concentrating on one and you're all in on one and you get it to the success line and
Right. And that is where you're not wrong. I also, well, and that's also where, to be quite truthful, I'm still learning. Everybody's still kind of learning about AI. The old joke used to be, I need 10 plus years of C++ when C++ was only out for 2 years. And that's what HR people would actually do for these people. Same kind of deal. I'm learning through tech stacking. So honestly, the Downtown Vibes was my baby, or Jennifer and I's baby. It was actually made through the Vibathon here, actually at the Launchpad,
Yeah.
which is another business here. And it helped grow out of that. Postmaster Pete was more just, I wanted to make a math game and see if I could do it. And I did. The next is a 2D RPG that I'm building, and it's still going. The next is a 3D RPG after that, and it's getting built. The next after that is a virtual reality game that I'm building as well, and it's just kind of, you're not wrong about the serial part, but being able to do so much, that's the truth of it. You're able to, if you know what you're looking for, if you know what systems you put into place, you know how to build. Or, and let's just say this in a different way, you guys know how to build out your businesses way better than me. What I know how to build is a system that can understand you guys. That's kind of where me working with the smaller businesses goes with. If you guys wanted to hire for X, Y, or Z to build something for yourself, we would come together with numbers, see how it goes. And for most people, they don't need that much. For most small businesses, I mean, what I'm doing is a lot. Don't get it twisted, and I know that it is. But I also, I can't stop myself. That work-life balance, unfortunately, I will say somebody's much better at than myself. Yes.
I'll say, just to kind of piggyback on what Annette was saying, one of the best pieces of advice I got from a coach a few years ago was the word priority shouldn't have a plural. And I thought about it like, oh, that's silly. But then the more I think about it, the more if I had multiple priorities, then I didn't have a priority.
Right.
So then everything, so.
And I guess that kind of does, with being my age, right, is that for me, I guess you could say that my priority is just to create something special within AI. There is so much more that we haven't even tapped into, right? Anybody know augmented reality at all? Like, there's literally, on a phone, Pokemon Go was the biggest game in the entire world in 2016. Why? Because you could see little Pokemon pop up wherever you were, right? And you could throw balls at it and you could catch it. What if you could design the outside of your business with augmented reality, have it geocoded, stayed to your business, and all of a sudden through a camera or through glasses, you could see an entire different business. You could see an entire different world.
did you just add a sixth business?
Yes, I am. That's actually what it's all building up to.
Just give them an idea.
Well, no, it's I got $1 billion in one. These are just the ones that I'm trying to work on.
Well, I would say, I mean, to that point, some may disagree, but I think of Loot, right? Loot has a lot of businesses, but I don't even know what all the heck he does. But it's almost like I would call Loot could almost brand himself. You could almost brand yourself. Because as you're talking, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, that's a good thing. I like this thing. Okay, you can help me with a couple of apps that my business needs. So, I don't know what all you do. You've got lots of businesses. Let's meet. And like you said, you said something of, we're really good at our own businesses. You can help us capture our, clients well because of what you know that can partner with us. So I would pitch it as, I do a lot of things,
Right.
but I help solve problems for businesses. Just things like that.
Well, so Jen's and John are kind of, I know John a little bit, but insurance and real estate, right? So your leads, how do you get your leads? Well, your leads are usually bought through a secondary or third business. Well, what about your past experiences from your co-workers and your past things. Have you got employees, or have you got information from past salespeople to maybe either just send a reminder email? Oh, hey, I forgot I had this guy 5 years ago. Let's see how he's doing. Because memory of humans versus memory of computers, one is stable and one is human. And I forget a lot.
Okay.
Great job.
They're both going to be here. Let's give them a round of applause.